out for a little hike today, and I was thinking about the fact that sometimes our ego, our mind, it writes checks that are really difficult to deposit. Here's what I mean by that. You know, we have these goals, these things that we want to do, or we think we want to do. Our mind has a version of it, especially as entrepreneurs. We want to build things, we want to create things. A lot of times we're obsessed with growth. I know I have. Exponential growth, grow this, scale this. There's nothing wrong with that. But a lot of the time, our ego, our mind, wants us to go much faster than what our soul, what our body, what our heart, what the other parts of us have the ability to kind of keep up with. A lot of people talk about alignment in their life, and I think this is a large part of it, is aligning the mind, the ego self, to the rest of who you are, the rest of what you are. And there's things that activate the ego. You know, you be around other people that have a lot of ego, and it's really easy to have more of it. I know when I lived in LA, it was really easy to have a lot of ego because everyone else around you had a lot of ego. It was like the ego center. This happens a lot of the time. You put yourself in situations or scenarios where there's maybe only one part of you that's coming out, the mind self, instead of the whole self. And then we say yes to things or no to things that we really want to do, or we actually don't want to do, or we're doing only because of the fact that we think we should do it. Instead of asking ourselves the sacred question of, what is it that I really want to do? What is it that I really want to create? And a lot of the time, it's a tough lesson. A lot of the time, it's not easy to realign to the different parts of ourselves, to build up a version that isn't just based on ego, but is more centered, more grounded. And so I shot this video to remind you that the ego goals, they're temporary. Once you hit them, there's nothing. There's nothing there. It's all you do when you hit the goal is to say that you hit the goal. But when you have intentions for every part of yourself, for who you are, you don't write checks that'll bounce, right? Energetic checks that'll bounce. You say these yeses that your ego say yes to, and then you spend the rest of your time living a version of your life you don't want to live. I've been there. I've been there. And the last few years I haven't, and have been the most enjoyable years of my life. Most profitable ones too. Something to think about, something to ponder on. Because when the ego runs the show, you generally don't end up where you actually want to be. You don't end up in happiness. You end up just being able to have reasons you're cool, or reasons to love yourself, or reasons to whatever it is. No. Maybe it's just the trees talking. Who knows? All I know is when the trees are around, it's hard to have the ego. Anyways, give it a ponder, give it a think. My life's been a lot more enjoyable since I haven't been obsessed with the ego mind. Use it at your own risk, though. See you later.